Yay! I want to make clear that I'm not making fun of anybody. I just bought these cheap wigs and I thought it would be a fun way to differentiate the different parts of the conversation. Let's do the 2013 Ladies Survey. I'll ask the questions. I'll be the optimist. I'll be the pessimist. Number 1. Do you agree that the internet is a harder space for women? And why? The internet can be a very freeing place for women, especially places like Tumblr and Facebook where you can voice your opinion without having to be judged by your appearance. Being constantly judged on your appearance can be soul-crushing, so it's nice to have a forum where your ideas are separated from the way you look. I've noticed a lot of women and young girls are finding their own voices that way, and that's a really good thing. Good thing, have you noticed the backlash? Any discussion about feminism on the internet seems to go hand in hand with a hatred for the rabid Tumblr feminists. Also, since we're on YouTube, it's fair to say that here on YouTube, appearance goes with the media. What you look like, in many cases, is inseparable from what you do. While most of our viewers are young women, most of our commenters are male, and the comments can be, especially on the bigger channels, just terrible. So yes, life here on the YouTubes is a lot harder for women. Is it helpful or harmful to acknowledge that? That being whatever your opinion is on the topic. Yes, on both accounts. If we don't acknowledge there are some positives, then we are ignoring some very real progress. Feminist ideas are easy to find now, and young women looking to educate themselves have a huge body of information and opinions at their fingertips that wasn't always there. And yes, it's good to know where the challenges still are, because without knowing about them, we can't address them. No, all this constant whining is dulling the message. I hear from men over and over again that they are just tired of the subject. And the radical Tumblr feminists are giving us a bad name. Misandry is not a good thing, and though there are not a lot of misandrists in our community, feminism has been given the reputation of being a she-woman man-haters club. What is the most helpful book or article you've read this year about womanhood? I don't read a lot of scholarly articles on the subject these days, and I haven't really been looking into that in literature. I think the conversations we've had on YouTube were very eye-opening for me in the last year, and the young women I've met in the Adult Nerd Fighters group on Facebook and elsewhere on the internet have taught me a lot about what feminism is for people a lot younger than I am. I'm tired of the subject, really. I'd much rather talk about Star Trek or computer games or science. I don't want my gender to be my defining characteristic. But, unfortunately, women don't get to choose. Gender is, by default, our defining characteristic. Do you think a focus on supportive networks of women online, whether formally or through things like Wonderly or informally, is beneficial or hurts the cause? It's really a waste of time. If the cause is raising awareness, then these support networks are only preaching to the choir. That's no way to change minds. But wait, the cause isn't just raising awareness among people who don't know what feminism is. The cause is also helping women to feel empowered and to feel validated in their own interests and knowledge base. The cause is much broader than just convincing men there's a problem. Some of the problems are things we really can solve for ourselves, and that's where I think supportive groups are helpful. Seeing the women on Wonderly talk about things that they find interesting helps to show girls that those interests aren't necessarily trivial. It's okay to like feminine things, and you can still be a feminist. Feminism isn't about whether or not you like lipstick, and it never has been. We need to nurture the creative spirit of our community and hold each other up. We haven't been great at that in the past. What have you done to support female content creators in the past year? Are things better now than they were then? What do you pledge to do this coming year? Not much, really. Things are about the same, or maybe worse. I don't see a lot of hope for change. But I have made an effort to find female content creators that I love and follow them. Also, as much as we all hated the Becoming YouTube video on the subject, it started a valuable conversation. Women's issues are much more visible, and there is a lot more awareness than there was before. That also means there's a lot more scrutiny and criticism. I feel like we are moving in the right direction. Things are getting better. Slowly, but better. I pledge to continue to be part of the conversation, to try to remain civil in my discourse, and to watch and follow more women on YouTube. And finally, your 5 favorite internet females. Number 1, Rosianna, because she's smart, articulate, and I learned a lot from her. Literal Brightness, because she's amusing and intelligent. Heart, because she's funny as heck. My Harto, I know everybody already knew about her, but I only just started watching her recently. She's really funny and inspirational. And finally, Ophelia Dagger, because she's seriously the funniest person on the internet. Really. Bye-bye.
Well, that was random.